Good afternoon. I have the opportunity to introduce Michael Seth Cudd, but it's spelled C-U-D-D, but it's pronounced C-O-U-L-D. So there's a trick. But he goes by Seth. And Seth is a Southwestern grad with, I know. Southwestern grad, but you all have adopted me, and I'm a Southwestern grad, so, and I know. And he has a Master of Music from OU, and he's presently working on his doctorate in composition from Rutgers University. He is a wonderful, wonderful musician. He has a wonderful, beautiful wife named Becca and a little 5-month-old baby. And we are thrilled they're here. He came in towards the end of July and has not stopped. And he asked me a few days ago, please tell me this time next year it will be easier. And I'm like, yeah, well, yes, at least, then there'll be something else new. But he's done a wonderful job, and the buzz around campus is fun. The kids are really, really enjoying what they're learning and what they're doing. And so I want to introduce you to Seth and let him talk a little bit about the Ranger Marching Band and the instrumental side of our music program at Northwestern.
I'm not sure if I have to stand. Do I stand here?
That's better if you can.
Okay. So, like she said, I came in late July and began trying to put things together quickly as I could. We had band camp the week before school started, and we had around the high 30s show up, so 38, 37, and then come the beginning of school, we had like about 7 more, so we have about 45 in the marching band right now. We did not have a color guard when I first came, and actually that all came together the first week of school as well. So now we have a color guard of 7 and the band as well. So pretty happy. When I first took the position, I was told we were going to be around 30, 35, so much bigger. Half the band, I would say, well, actually now probably around 25 were coming in this year. So like 25 were freshmen or transfers. So we have about 20 that were here, I guess, last year. So it's the program is growing, which is very encouraging. What we'd hope to do is my goal is always to make it fun, of course, try to keep students in. So next year when we bring in the next 25 to 30, we have the ones that are still there and we add to it. So hopefully we can have somewhere around at least 60 or so next year, and then kind of grow from there. The end goal would be at least 70 or 80 after 3 or 4 years, but it would be nice to even kind of push 100. And I'm not sure if that would be possible, but that's the goal. That's what I would like. But even 70 or 80 would be amazing to have on the field. The other groups we have, of course, we have concert band, which is the marching band actually becomes the concert band toward the end of this semester, but we also have the same group as concert band in the spring as well. But we also have the jazz band, which is one of my passions. I love jazz. So in the past, I've taught a lot of jazz, and I enjoy it. I played a lot of jazz. In fact, I've primarily played jazz throughout my career, and I'm a saxophone player. So I've really enjoyed that group so far. We've, of course, met for, a week and a half now? Seems longer, but a week and a half. So and they've come a long ways just in a week and a half. These students work incredibly hard. I think this school has the hardest working students I've ever come across, which is amazing. And I immediately noticed it as soon as I got here and started band camp. I could not believe what these students were willing to do and how hard they're willing to work and how far they've come just in such a short amount of time. And so really impressed and really encouraged just by everything. And so the jazz band is actually kind of over full, I would say. Typical jazz band would normally have 5 saxes, 4 or 5 trumpets, 4 or 5 trombones. We're at currently, I think, 6 trombones, 7 saxes, and we have, say, 6 trumpets in there. So it's a big group. In fact, I wish I had some of them in the marching band as well. Some of them just didn't have time to do marching band, so they're in jazz band. But a really great group of students, and they're going to do a lot. I'm going to do a lot with them And in fact, I would like to kind of make them kind of one of the premier groups and take them and take them around and tour with them, and maybe even just play around town some. I'm not sure I have to get that okay, but it'd be amazing to be able to kind of come out and play, and even around town. So, and I'm sure the students would be excited as well. So, plans overall for the program that I'm kind of seeing. Of course, I've only been here, I guess, a month and a half, so officially. So, but the plans, the way I see things going, is I would love to continue growing the program, and I would love to have jazz band become so popular that we end up with a huge problem and have just too many students, and I have to light them up, or even have like a student take one group in a different room or something and just do something else. Because if that band continues to grow the way it is, it may get too big, which is a good problem to have, in my opinion. I'd like to have that problem. The marching band, of course, I'd like to see, like I said, it grow as well. And same thing with that. I would like to take it places. We're already going to Kansas this year, hopefully, tentatively. Yeah. So yeah.
Tell them why our question mark is on that.
Yeah, we need to find transportation. Of course, the band is growing. It's kind of hard to take its places. But so we are planning and hoping to go to Medicine Lodge and march in the Peace Treaty Parade, which is a great opportunity. Also, we have an alum up there that would be kind of nice to go up there and just play it in her hometown, or in the town where she's teaching anyway. And other goals we have, of course, this is maybe a ways down the road, but it'd be nice to have like a band camp. And so we've kind of talked about this a little bit and just kind of bounced it around. But of course, I hate to mention another school, but I guess I can. SWASU has a band camp, and it's done a lot for them in their program. They bring in, at least, and this is one of the reasons I ended up there actually, is that band camp. I went there every year, starting in middle school, and you get to know the campus, you're comfortable there, and then when you go around looking at schools and auditioning, of course, I ended up going to the school where I was comfortable. And I've just been on that campus every summer for, I guess, like 5 years. And so if we can kind of begin to try to get students on our campus, and that would be one way to do it. We can have them on campus for a week and get them comfortable here. And then hopefully when it comes time to choose a place to go, we can get them. And I know that doesn't sound bad, but it would be nice to kind of have them here. So if they're going to go someplace, I'd like to have them. And so, so not the bad thing, but the thing that would make this difficult is, of course, we have to find a way to jumpstart it. And we've talked about it and know that numbers are probably low that first year. We kind of have to push through that. And we need to bring in band directors and somebody to direct a band. And depending on how many students we could get to it, it'd be nice to have different things they could study. Of course, have jazz and have band, and maybe have some marching classes as well, and various things. And the more students we can get, the better, of course. I know SWASU runs, I'm not sure if it's as big as it now as it was when I was in school. They had around 600, I think, when I was in school. It was a big camp. And it was then and probably still is the biggest band camp probably in the state. I want to say it's huge. And I don't think we would want to compete with them, so we would have to pull a different week. But I think we can still draw in a lot of students from this area. And the goal would be maybe if we can try to find some kind of grant money or something. We've talked about this to try to jumpstart it so that we can compensate and get students here the first few years and to kind of get the thing going, and then slowly raise the price. What makes it really costly, and I've worked at SWASU's band camp quite a few years as a band director when I taught high school, and I know what the thing that they dealt with was actually housing students, of course, and it's expensive. And when they charge the students, if it's expensive band camp, it wasn't this expensive when I was in school, which is probably why their numbers were even lower. But I want to say they charge around $400 a student for the week, and a lot of that goes toward housing them, because the actual college, I guess you'd say housing department, charges them money for each student. And so it costs a lot of money to run a camp. That's the thing we're going to run into, but I think it really would pay off in the end. But some other... that's our big plan in the long run, I would think. And we've talked about making it a fine arts camp as well. So it would probably involve more than just band. So it could be extra very big camp and be something that's different than what anybody else offers. If we include everything from art to theater and choir and make it just one big fine arts camp, and the students can be involved in more than just one thing that whole week. And there's a lot to think about and a lot to hash through, but these are plans, and I think it would help us with recruitment. And in the end, I think that's where we kind of want to head with just recruiting and really working hard to get students here and growing the whole program as a whole, and kind of overgrowing where we are. There's a lot of problems I'd like to have. I'd like to be too big for our band room, and I know maybe that's a terrible thing, but it would be nice to have these problems. It's a problem, but it's a good problem to have. So that's about all I really have to say, I guess.
How many, so you're in charge of all the instrumental music at Northwestern?
I am.
So how many music majors do you have this fall?
Music majors or instrumental music majors?
I'd settle for either one.
Okay.
I'm just curious, how many?
Is it around 20?
I'm going to say we're close to,
You're over 10 or 12?
we're like 13, 14 majors and music majors, and there's probably a good 11, or maybe 8 or 9 minors, because we're trying to find enough time for all these people to take private classes. So
We have a lot of minors, especially. I think
We have a lot of minors,
we
for
should add
sure.
a lot more. So.
Well, and one of the issues, and you guys know this, if you're a minor in Oklahoma, as long as you don't teach something more than half a school day, well, there's not very many places if you're a band instructor in this part of the world, you're going to teach more than 3 hours a day in band or music.
right.
So a minor gets you employed,
Yeah. And I think the minor is a great thing for us in general, because it really has, I've noticed, once again, I'm LinkedIn here a couple of months, but what I've noticed is we have students that are really into band, but they're majoring in nursing or science in some way, but they're really interested in band, and so they minor. And so it's really, and it really has given us some good students, at least in the band program, they're really involved and they're really interested in making the band the best it can possibly be. And so, in fact, we've had at least one more just became a minor this past week, right? Yeah, so.
Will the band premiere tomorrow night?
They do, yes. So we will be marching, and it's been a little rough starting in band camp.
Got your summer uniforms out?
Yes.
Our t-shirts,
Yeah.
ready to go.
We've had lots of rain, and like all during band camp, it rained and we just didn't get to go outside as much as I'd like to. But we're not the only ones dealing with this, I found out. So there's a lot of other college bands in the same situation. So we're basically going to have 2 songs and march as much as we can. It's better to do, I think, less and look the best you can than to try to do too much with the little time that we've had. So I think it's going to be great. I'm excited about the year. I'm really excited about our color guard. Those girls have worked hard the last couple of weeks and pulled it together really fast, and so it's great.
What's the young lady's name, if you have one, that throws the baton and stuff?
We don't have one this year. I think there was one last year, but I don't know what. To be honest, I was told that she was around, but I don't know.
Just twirler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a twirler. Yeah.
And then, but the guy that marches out in front with the big,
That's the
okay, well, that's why Southwestern has such a big deal, because they have a really good one of those.
The drum major?
Yeah,
We have a good drum major.
do we?
Yeah.
Well, he is colorful when he performs.
His name is Jacob Seth. Now you pronounce his last name. Yeah, he's great, and he's done a lot. He's young. He's only a sophomore. So when I got here and I realized we had a sophomore as a drum major, I was surprised. Usually, it's something that a junior or senior does, but he's really stepped up, and the students like him, and he's a great leader. So it's been good.
We got any more questions for Seth?